Happy Sunday. It is Sunday, July 11th, 2021. This is the World Doom League. I am Xenaero, bringing you a doubleheader quarterfinals matchup. Now, we got right in front of us the Superchargers and Techno Vikings here, but in just a little bit over an hour, we will also have Domain and Dosu and Friends. So this is going to be a rare occasion where we have a lot of players all lined up to play in this one block. But enough about the match after this. Let's talk about the match directly in front of us. Now, the Superchargers and Techno Vikings is going to be a repeat matchup of what happened last week, where the Superchargers came off a 2-0 win over the Techno Vikings. Now, Superchargers have home field advantage because they are the number one seed in the league. The higher number seed does get home field advantage, which means they will play the map they choose in the first two rounds and then alternate those two rounds with the Techno Vikings. Now, last week, team leader Ralphus played offense, 5 points off of 30 touches for a 16% conversion rate. Fran played hard defense in his WDL rookie debut with 13 flag defenses, 1 flag allowed. And K-Blair played mid with 4 points off 20 touches for a conversion rate of 20%. The Superchargers are favored as the higher seed going into this match, but will start Tigerians instead of Fran this week. So expect some positional switch-ups, especially considering last week's map was a very wide open, highly technical map. The map we'll see in rounds 1 and 2 will be a lot more compact. Matching up against the Techno Vikings, the Chargers look to win the rematch against the team they faced down last week. In order to secure this victory, the Chargers will need the running prowess of Tigerians, who has helped them secure the record they have now. Bear in mind that the Superchargers have not lost a single round. So they are by far and away, no team has been able to even score a blemish on their record. Now, when we're talking about positions, Ralph, I would probably say he's likely to play mid here. He's proven to be a grizzled veteran of the position. While Blair, he's a pretty strong defensive lineman. He'll need to fend off 2 runners at once at some times of this map. The ability to do so will dictate victory for his team. And Tigerians will make his WDL playoff debut here and will secure his first win. Well, as long as he can keep the Vikings turning around and guessing in their base, as is his specialty as a runner. Now, let's talk about the Techno Vikings. They lost 2-0 to the Chargers last week. The Vikings are looking to stop the bleeding and secure a playoff win to keep their championship chances alive. Last week, team captain Caution played offense, 1 flag capture off of 19 touches for a conversion rate of 5%. Ghost Killer played mid, and Shane played defense with 22 flag defenses. Now, the Vikings, they had a rough go last week, but they're looking to tighten things up as they hunt for a playoff win, which will propel them into the semifinals. Team captain Caution has been in this position before and looks to use his experience to guide his team. Matching up against the Superchargers, the Techno Vikings are at a home field disadvantage. They'll be playing map 9 in rounds 3 and 4. So they'll be looking to win at least one of the Superchargers' home field maps on rounds 1 and 2, and win out on their home field to secure the victory. It is a best of 5. It can go 5 rounds or more. How it will work, we'll see map 12, map 12, map 9, map 9, and then a 5th round, if needed, map 12, and it'll alternate between 9 and 12 from that point on. So going into the playoffs with a advantage like the Superchargers have is great because they dictate the terms. Techno Vikings have to turn that around. Now, Caution is expected to play offense again, have the best shot for his team to win. The Caution versus K-Blair battle in the Superchargers base will have to be a hectic one. Ghost Killer is probably going to play mid again. He and Caution will need to work in tandem to get K-Blair off kilter in the base and allow them to get flags to mid. Remember, that's only half the battle. First, you have to get the flag out of the base, and then you have to get the flag into your own base. Shane, or the Best Killer, also known as Vinny, is expected to play defense here. Not sure which player will start due to scheduling issues that we've heard as game time has come up, but either has a tall order to fill. Defense against a possible combination of Ralphus and Tigerians, they got their work cut out for them. But that'll be it for the overview of the matchup between Seeds 1 and 8. Now, we talked about the maps, the home field advantages, and what have you. But if you haven't seen maps 12 and 9, don't worry, we got you covered. Here they are.
Welcome to the home field of the Superchargers, Heavy Weapon Dudes. Map 12 is an offensive heavy map with a BFG on cooldown in the middle. Behind the flag, in each base, there is a tunnel that will lead directly to the middle of the map. On the perimeter of the map, there is an upper route that will shield you from gunfire down below. This map will be seen in rounds 1 and 2. The following map will be seen in rounds 3 and 4, and then alternate from that point on until a winner is decided. Welcome to the home field of the Techno Vikings. Compulsive simplicity. Map 9 features a relatively wide open mid and base that will be difficult to control. A trick jump near the green armor will allow for a player coming from mid access to an upper walkway. Take a left at mid to take a side passage, lower the lift, and reveal the flag. A two-way teleporter from mid to the flag room can be a valuable tool for a flag runner. The playoffs are determined in a best-of-5 format, where each round, the team with 5 flag captures or the team with the most flag captures at the end of 10 minutes is the winner.
And that'll do it for our overview of the two maps that we'll be seeing, at least in this matchup. Now, remember, we have a doubleheader, so we'll be seeing 2 additional maps later on down the road, in just a little bit over an hour from now. But we're not done talking about the Superchargers and Techno Vikings. Well, when we're talking about betting odds, we're talking about the Superchargers with a 97-3 ratio in our own Discord betting bot, located on the WDL Discord. Be sure to go to doomleague.org. All the links are on the right-hand side of the page. You can see our forums, our Discord, and all kinds of fun facts on doomleague.org. And as always, the league is powered by Otomex, the online Doom multiplayer experience. Otomex.net. Now, we'll get into the broadcast server here in a second. See, I didn't prepare in time for this. I didn't even have the server browser up, so that's on me. But hopefully everyone at home is having a great Sunday. And we'll be getting into this in just no time at all. I just have to actually find the broadcast server. All right, there we are. All right, so we'll be looking for this to be quite a slugfest. This map is a non-traditional map, and we heard about the BFG being on cooldown. There is a 30-second cooldown. As soon as you hit the switch, you'll teleport a player up here to grab the BFG, which will then take them up top here to this pillar. Well, players who are savvy probably won't shoot the player in the BFG. They'll wait for them to get trapped up here and blast them. There are other indicators of the BFG being taken. These green pillars in the back of the base, well, on either side of the base, they'll be these will be closed, and you'll hear an audible sound of the lift closing where the sectors are connected, and that will indicate that the BFG is not available to be taken. If they are exposed, as these pillars are, then the BFG is able to be grabbed and can be very effective in taking control over middle. Every lift here is a fast lift, which means that it lowers instantly, and as soon as you walk over it, well, there you go, you're back up top. That can cause some confusion and can give runners a little bit of hard cover there. pretty non-traditional map, I would say, made by the creator of Lazarus Deathmatch, Shane, who is a member of Doji and Friends, who we will see later today. Players filing in the server, TKV is fielding Caution and Vinny so far. We'll be seeing, hopefully, more of them. More players, that is, filing in here shortly as we approach game time. But as always, thank you to the World Doom League, to the mappers, to the players, and of course, especially to the viewers at home. Without you guys, I wouldn't be putting together this broadcast. One common area to point out is actually these medkits. Flag carriers will kind of try to hide in a little spot over here. Something to watch out for as a standoff may occur. Another fun thing to point out is the spawn areas in these little cubicles. Well, you can pick which side you want to go out of. Players who can react quick enough can pick their own path instead of just flying out whichever one they see first. You need to choose the base or go right out here to mid, which can make things complicated for a runner coming down through the back passage. But it's a map with a great amount of nuance, and players have been practicing it pretty religiously ahead of today's game. Looks like Techno Vikings will be fielding Caution, Vinny, and Ghost Killer on the red team. The right-hand side of your screen. We're just waiting for the Superchargers to show up to the broadcast server. So, you know, a little bit of dead air here and there. As always, keep an eye out on the doomleague.org/matches page, which will translate times to your local time. Kind of a nice little feature that K-Blair, who is normally my co-host, is now playing. He's also our website and server administrator. Dude does a lot of work, including leaving me alone for this broadcast. But what can you do? And the first member of the Superchargers has entered the server, Fran. It remains to be seen if Tiger will debut in this game. Team Captain Ralphus is connected. And here is the man we were just talking about. Speak of the devil, K-Blair is now on the blue team, ready to roll. And Tiger, who was not spotted during team practice, has shown up for game time for an optimal lineup against TKV, which I believe this was the lineup that TKV fielded last week against the Superchargers, who ran Fran against them and decisively won. Will the Techno Vikings be able to turn it around, or are we going to be looking at a reversal? Make sure every player is demoing. And, because we do submit demos on the website nowadays, with the new website being unveiled, uploading your demos is easier than ever. And we are enforcing demo penalties. We don't want to see a semifinals matchup where player forgets their demo and has to serve a power play. That would be pretty awful. But looks like we'll be seeing Tiger, Ralph, and Blair against Caution, Ghost Killer, and Vinny. We'll be underway any moment now. Just any moment. Call vote restart. Anywhere. Anytime. You know, just chilling. Just waiting. Players calling ready. And a call vote, maybe? Maybe. There it is. We'll be starting off on the first map of the rotation. Map 12. This map right here for rounds 1 and 2. In a best-of-5 showdown with the Superchargers and Techno Vikings. We'll be starting off watching Caution. Playing a little bit of mid there. The first touch is done by Vinny. Who doubles back, gets Ralph in the back. But he's getting chased pretty aggressively by 2 members of the Chargers. The flag is returned from both teams. Neither carrier was able to survive out past the midpoint. Vinny doing a decent job of running in, applying that offensive pressure. And Tiger is out with the flag. Gets almost to that top checkpoint before getting gunned down. Vinny, 5 health, drops Blair, and doubles back, trying to fool a veteran defender. And almost gets out past the midpoint. Tiger with armor. That green armor does reduce your incoming damage by 1/3. Pretty useful, but now you've been seen, you have to make a move. Tiger is across. Can he get the coverage he needs? He cannot. That's red flag returned. Caution. Picks it back across middle. He's been seen, but he's got coverage from his team. Needs that flag returned. Blue flag has been returned while Tiger tries to run out with it. Blair picks it up. It's a return at the midpoint. Last second returns from both teams within 2 minutes. Vinny now trying to get out to middle, but he's got a shotgun at his back. Losing health slowly, intercepted and returned. Ralph across. And this might be first blood. It is for the Superchargers 1-0 in the first round. Vinny. Caution. Caution now is clearing across. He might have enough health to even it out. It's 1-1. We have a game. Tiger has green armor, a little bit of support from the BFG. Ralph taking control of that BFG out to middle. Flag is returned at the Chargers pedestal. Caution grabs it with 15 health. Oh, pissed off for some med kicks. Goes for the green armor. Knows he has a little bit of time before a player spawns around him, but the Superchargers are clearing out middle. While Caution is no doubt communicating to his teammates, let me know as soon as it's clear. Runs into the enemy flag carrier. Great return from Caution and the rest of TKV, but no one's at their base. Tiger is out. Well, not fully, anyways. But he's making a run across. Has only a couple players to beat. Beats 1. And is able to use that top route with great efficiency. Not even taking a lick of damage. 2-1 in favor of the Chargers. Tiger and Caution carrying the enemy flags for their teams. Caution not out of the base yet. Tiger over on his side of the top route. Sees the enemy flag carrier, but he's got a player below him. And Ghost Killer with a great return there. Caution tries to go up the BFG pedestal with very little health to his name. And jumps up. That flag is now sitting up top there. But Tiger's able to jump up and return it in that small little alcove. Ralph is in the base. Flag gets dropped. And both flags are returned to their pedestals. Both flags again under siege. Almost immediately after being returned, Ghost Killer and Ralph out with their team flags. Ghost has 45 health. Being chased aggressively by the Chargers. Flag is returned. Can Tiger get across mid? He cannot. Red flag returned. Now Blair. Oh my god. He does make it to his side of the underground, in which the rest of his team is clearing out the main route, allowing the Chargers to go up 3-1 in the first round. 4 minutes have elapsed. 6 minutes left to go. Anything can happen. Caution with that green armor and full stack of health. Has to hit these one-shots. Has to kind of guide himself out to mid under his own frag power. Does 1, then 2 kills. Does not get the 3rd. Vinny fighting the flag carrier in the Chargers base. Their flag gets dropped and can get returned, but Vinny still has to make it out. Ralph, on the other side of the map on the enemy pedestal, is dueling a defender. Takes too long and is gunned down. Vinny's across the top now. Vinny has K-Blair to beat and is intercepted by Ralph as well. Chargers very astute as to where the enemy carrier is. It's still 3-1. 5 minutes left. A little bit of green armor there. Can help you a little bit, but not in the long run. You still have to avoid all that gunfire. Either cover yourself or have your teammates cover you. Ralph was not able to get out with the flag, but Tiger did. Dropped at the same spot. That teams are very aware of where a carrier can't come out from. That back passage is a hot spot for sure. Caution, doubling up on some health. But he's unable to get rid of K-Blair. A thorn in his side, 45 armor and 25 health. The other carrier, Tiger, is in his own base. The flag has to get returned. Caution with a nice little hiding spot, but Charger sees him from up top on the underground passage, shoots at his ankles. I'm not sure they are aware that he's back here in this corner, and it delayed it long enough for the flag to be returned for his team, knowing that he was on the Charger side of the field. Ralph is across with Vinny narrowly missing that shot. The Chargers are now up 4-1. That is how thin the margin was to return their flag. Caution, 60 health, but Tiger's dueling the flag carrier himself. TKV returns the flag. He's looking to get out. It's tough to follow all the different pickups, but the flag gets returned, and Blair makes another attempt. Gets one, gets two. The flag has to get returned, but it's in their favor. Carrier up top. And enemies on all sides prevent K-Blair from capturing that flag. Ghost Killer. Not long for this world. If you're TKV right now, what are your options? You're down by a margin of 3 flags. You're about to lose the first round. Are you doing a positional change-up? Are you bringing in Shane instead of Vinny? Tiger going for the BFG. We talked about how you're kind of trapped up there. We saw him struggle a little bit to get out of that cage, but the BFG doing a great job of clearing most of the angles needed to get to the flag. Vinny, we switched to him and he's already dead. Ralph barely got time to clear the super shotgun part of the red base. But touches do matter. A single touch can drive the enemy team back either or to make them camp up through mid and stop an offensive push. Vinny makes it to his side, but he's being chased. Sees the carrier, but he's hit midair and gets dropped. Tiger, with not a whole ton of health, shoots his teammate instead of the enemy player. And the coverage is not there. In fact, it gets returned and red team scores. TKV's now got 2 flags under their belt. With 2 minutes left, they have to make quick work in order to bring the momentum back in their favor. Ghost Killer body blocked by Vinny a bit. Decides, nah, I'm going the other way. Might drop down and grab that green armor, but it's too hot in that section of the map. Being chased. He's got to get across. He needs that cover. Tiger has an escort of 2 players, but it may not be enough. Tiger using that hidden line of sight to his advantage. Almost drops the carrier. In fact, I think both carriers got dropped there. Blair picks it up for a fraction of a second before it's a mutual return. Tiger and Ghost out for their teams. But Tiger has the cover that was needed. That's 5-2 in favor of the Superchargers. That's the end of round 1. Let me change the scores here. Let's see. I hacked together this little system here on the top right corner, where we now show the round count and which team has won however many rounds. Very important, the best of 5. Well, if you're TKV, what are your options, right? I don't see Shane even in the server, so you have to run with Vinny, Caution, and Ghost Killer. This was a tough round, but they took it to almost the entire duration of the round. What are we thinking? Are we thinking a positional change up here? How can the Techno Vikings make themselves more competitive against the Superchargers to kind of ease that momentum going into their home field on rounds 3 and 4? This is the World Doom League, and we're getting into the second round of this best of 5 quarterfinals match. Starting off watching Ghost Killer, who barely goes right by Blair, but decides to take the fight with only 5 health. You have to hit that one shot or you are losing that flag. Tiger with the first touch for the Superchargers, going out. Great run through mid. Gets 2, but a spawn directly behind him hampers that run. Remember, there are spawns that are facing towards mid. One directly outside the mouth of the underground passage, and then also one that drops down near the BFG. So coverage at mid is very crucial on this map. Vinny makes it past 1, 2. It's intercepted, but Ghost... Oh, man, and then I believe Ralph had the BFG in the TKV base, but was dropped. A trade of frags cleared the way for Ghost Killer to score first blood 1-0 in favor of TKV in the second round. And only 1 minute has elapsed. Ghost dueling Blair in the Chargers side of the field, but you know with every passing second, Blair is communicating very effectively. Hey, still got the carrier back here, and the Chargers can shore up at mid. Vinny, clean run through the back passage, but can't drop Blair. Blair does return it for the Chargers, and both flags are back at their pedestals. Ralph with 40 health. 50. Misses that last impact, so he has to make do with 50, but it's not enough. Vinny stops for a second to cover himself. Team is not able to pick up the flag before it gets returned on the right side of the field. TKV already looking strong coming off that round 1 loss. If they can maintain this momentum, they'll be in a great position to contest the series on their own home field in the next 2 rounds. Tiger has been spotted by a boomstick wielding Viking. In this case, caution. But has a BFG in his pocket too. Drops Vinny. And goes for a BFG offensive with the rest of his team apparently right there. But now the tide is turned. And TKV cleared out all 3 Chargers to secure 2-0. The Chargers getting burned for putting all their eggs in a basket. Or rather, at least in one small piece of the map. 7 minutes left. There's plenty of time for it to swing the other way. But the momentum is firmly in TKV's favor. This is what they need on a playoff round loss. Will they be the first to serve the Superchargers' own round loss? As that has not happened before in this season. TKV proving that they can hang so far in this second round. Both flags clearing the pedestal. Tiger and Vinny out and about. Tiger has low health, but drops over by the medkits. A very valuable resource for any runner who is not being actively chased. Now Tiger's on his side of the field, but needs that flag returned. He's able to clear himself. At least 1 Viking down. Got 1 left to go, but he can't spend too much time fighting because he came right on back. Now there's 2 staring down the barrel at him. All 3 members of TKV in the Superchargers base, meaning that Ralph must be on the other pedestal, and sure enough he was. He's on his way across, and with great coverage from Tiger's BFG is able to secure the response from the Superchargers 1-2. TKV's favor. Ghost Killer makes it across, but it gets returned. Tiger not getting very far away from that pedestal. Vinny's out with 5 health. Has to dodge every single bullet. As you know, bullets in Doom do 5, 10, or 15 health. Tiger. Well, I guess that flag's not going very far. Now, who haven't we watched in a little bit? Well, we haven't watched Blair a whole bunch. We just see him clear an attacker. And has another one bearing down on him. Clears the base for the Superchargers. Defensemen don't get too much love on the WDL stream because all the action happens at the flag carrier. But make no mistake, lots of defensive players in this league can hold their own. Blair is no exception. And gets dropped, meaning Ghost Killer is out with 100 health and armor. A great stack to make an offensive run with. The Chargers do see him making headway up top. He stops to get Ralph, but then doubles back and runs right back into Ralph, who says, no, that flag's mine. Vinny, 20 health and a dream. Not a whole lot to work with there, unless Vinny plans on one-shotting everyone in the Chargers lineup, which has happened before. But he's got support coming out through mid. He's able to clear a way back to the Techno Viking space, dropped by Blair's boomstick, allowing for a return and Tiger to subsequently score. 2-2 now in this series. Or at least in this round. It's still 1-0 in favor of the Superchargers. It's round 2. 2-2 on the flag count. 4 minutes left in round 2. Tiger gets across mid. I'm kind of surprised. Ralph with a pickup. Needs the flag returned. Vinny going out through that familiar back passage. And, oh, Caution returns the flag himself. Picks up the flag, drops Ralph, returns it. Vinny and Blair out with the enemy team's flags. Says, get out of my way, Ralph. I need to get back to the base. Flag's returned, but Blair is attacked and could not get a shot off before the flag's returned for TKV. A last-second return. Great job there. Tiger. He's out through middle. And Ralph's BFG covers him exceptionally well. 3-2. Great example of BFG work, because you know they can't just stop to avoid the BFG. They have to return the flag. Ralph is out with 30 health across mid. Flag returned. Ghost Killer. Now up top, but he's got 2 Chargers on him. That flag gets returned as well. Less than 3 minutes left for TKV to turn the tide. They started off so strong, but the Chargers now have a response, and they hold the lead in the second round. Vinny with 40 health and a flag possession. It gets picked up by Caution, but it gets dropped. Vinny picks it back up. Takes a top route. The flag's returned. Vinny just has to not jump on top of his teammate's head and score the flag, which he does. 3-3. Ralph tries to get back across mid, but gets shot in the back. A great spawn and return from TKV. Tiger with 10 health. Not a whole lot of hope leaving a base like this with 10 health. TKV looking to return it quickly, and they sure do. 2 minutes left on the clock. Vinny loses a duel with K-Blair. Tiger. Little shoulder check on a box there for leaving. Is that jump possible? I've seen now 2 different players try to make that jump. I'm not aware of it working, but they must be trying it for a reason. Vinny fails the one shot on Tiger. 4-3 as Tiger captures the flag off Vinny's mistake. And this could be, this has now swung in favor of the Chargers. Tiger missing the first tracer, but blasts the defender dead on with a BFG ball. But the BFG has warm-up time. You can't lead a corner with that. Caution. Clearing a defender that spawns not behind him once, but twice. 20 health. Looks for medkits that are not there. Items in Doom respawn after 30 seconds flat. But he's got 70 health now. While Tiger's sitting polar opposite of Caution. In the other underground up top. Possibly at the instruction of the Superchargers team captain. Burn time. We need the clock burned down. We need this round to win. Caution unable to secure it. As Tiger looks for an opening. But he might have been seen jumping up from that rocket launcher to this little nook. But maybe not. No, he was definitely spotted by Caution. Now a duel takes place there. Tiger knows he's been seen. He has to move. Flags return to the pedestals. Blair with an offensive touch. And as we get to 10 seconds and less, we have maybe one run attempt from each team possible. Ghost Killer needs that coverage. Caution. Oh, in a last-second return. All but assures that the Superchargers will be ending this with a 2-0 advantage going into the third round. Ooh, somebody get me some water. Oh my god. What an exciting first 2 rounds. Now we'll be going into map 9. A completely different map, but still very fast-paced. If the Chargers can maintain offensive pressure, TKV may not have a response, but we've seen comebacks before. But they made that round extremely competitive up to the final few minutes. Now, TKV is not out by a long shot. This is a best of 5. They may be on elimination point, but it's a new map. Here's map 9. Starting off watching Caution in a... First thing you'll notice, the mid is a lot more cluttered. There's a lot more hard cover. And Ralph with a touch takes the teleporter route outside. We know that's a 2-way teleporter. You can get in and out of the base from there. But getting out from there requires you to be exposed to a lot of angles at mid. There's no hard cover for you to take if you're trying to leave out that direction. Vinny misses the lift, and he's returned by Blair. The Superchargers were seen practicing this map the other day, but it remains to be seen if TKV on their own home field, a map that would play to their strengths, will be able to take rounds from the Chargers. Ralph playing a little bit of teleporter mayhem, trying to either burn time or confuse the enemy team, or both. Ralph with a rocket jump, an offensive rocket jump out of the base, but meanwhile, Vinny has the Chargers flag, knows a player spawned right next to him, does not react initially, but gets no support at mid. Vinny is out with the flag, but nah. Let's get too far past the midpoint. Ghost Killer meets multiple Chargers in the middle. And promptly blasted by K-Blair, who's been performing very well on defense. Tiger, meanwhile, for the Chargers, gets out to mid, but his boots don't even kiss the ground before that flag gets returned. Vinny drops, but Ghost Killer is there to pick it up. Meanwhile, Ralph out with the enemy flag, and it's returned. This looks like a long grind, ladies and gentlemen. We might be seeing quite a drawn-out round 3 here. Tiger out, takes the teleporter back, but then doubles back again. Grabs that medkit, but the Viking is still there, peppering him away. Needs that coverage. Does not get it. Flag return for the Vikings. Ralph. No luck there. Ghost Killer across, but the flag gets returned before his teammates can pick it up. Tiger. Vinny. What a slugfest. Ralph. And the flags go back to their pedestals. No score in 3 minutes. Kind of a change of pace from what we saw in rounds 1 and 2. Tiger, not sure which route to take. Looked like he was considering the teleporter. So far, the frag count is 52-48. Pretty even between teams. K-Blair and Caution racking it up for their respective teams as defensive players. It's pretty easy to get into the base, but not easy to get out of it. Ghost Killer out, but has a Charger directly behind him. Vinny does excellent coverage for his team. And that's going to be first blood 1-0. Ghost Killer capturing the flag on the heels of Vinny's excellent super shotgun handiwork at mid. That's the kind of pressure that TKV needs to win on their home field. Vinny, you gotta hit the shocks, brother. You ain't getting out of the base that way. But not a huge response from the Chargers on that one flag that they left out. There's still time for it, but typically you'll see it on a team led by Ralph. I mean, Vinny's in his own base. Let's forget about that. Let's talk about Vinny. He gets dropped right outside the teleporter. Caution picks it up. He's dueling with Blair right there, but Blair actually blocks him from dropping down on top of the flag. An excellent play from Caution to secure the return and to deny the score. Doesn't matter what happens to Vinny here. They were able to stop. The Chargers were able to stop a 2-0 from happening. Vinny with some health. He almost gets it over the hump there. You can jump over that ledge to get into your base. But the Chargers' fragging power was too much. We, as soon as we switch to a flag runner, we pretty much gets dropped. So, let's shake it up. Let's watch a defensive player like Caution. Waits for the flag runner to show up in the view, but instead, Tiger was able to burn Caution. The flag gets dropped up top, but it's returned. Oh, in fact, the flag got dropped on that that hollowed out fake 3D bridge, so it dropped below. An easy return. Remember, the flag is a solid object, and 3D floors are not. They will drop any fake floors. A solid object will drop below them. Tiger's out and across mid. He doesn't have anyone directly behind him. He's losing health, but that armor, that 33% damage reduction was critical in allowing Tiger to capture that flag 1-1 in the third round here. Ghost Killer, 25 health, grabs 4 stim packs for 65, but drops right back down to 0. Tiger is flag carrier duel in the back of the red base. Flag's returned, and Vinny is on the pedestal with 10 health. He says, please return it. It gets returned 2-1 in favor of the Techno Vikings. 3 minutes left on the clock. Okay, Blair has moved up and started playing middle. That is not something that he started off doing. He was playing base defense, but sometimes if it's quiet in the base, a defensive player will move up to middle to at least do damage, if not outright control it, giving your team kind of a forward point to move up. Vinny, 75 health, out the teleporter, knows that he's been seen, dumps back in, and then back out again. It's like hopscotch, but with shotguns. Ralph with 25 health, no med kit there to be grabbed, meaning that your chances crossing mid are very slim at best. Tiger pauses for a second with the enemy flag. Sometimes you gotta stop to, tie your shoelaces, 2-minute warning. The Chargers have 2 minutes to respond to this 1 flag deficit. Not a lot by any stretch, but it might be a 2 flag deficit if Vinny can get across the base. And it gets picked up by Caution. Blair does not know that Caution's behind him. Caution takes the flag the rest of the way, a self-return and score, and then clears the base. Ralph is not able to get further past there, while Caution does even more work. Dropping carry after carrier. Ralph takes the teleporter, gets covered by his team, and a rebound from the Superchargers. Tiger. Is Tiger going to be getting across mid here? He couldn't get across. He couldn't get around that corner and out of view. A great last-second return from the Vikings. 1 minute left. What? I believe All the Chargers are on offense right now. Clear the benches. We have nothing to lose. We're down a flag. That is the Ralphus way. And the overwhelming pressure was able to tie the series up, to tie the round up, rather. 3-3. Now 35 seconds for TKV to score a victory on their own home field. If that flag can get returned, it sure does, but we saw one player get back in there. No, it's returned last second. Oh my god, we might be looking at a tie in round 3. Blair with possession. 25 health. Vinny, now with the Chargers flag, there's enough time to get into the enemy base, or to get from the enemy base to his, is unable to drop Blair, who has the enemy flag. And Blair possibly just saved them from getting scored on in the last few seconds of the 3rd round. We'll be going into round 4 because we do not have a majority here. We don't have 3 rounds in favor of the Superchargers. 149 frags to 171, the Techno Vikings edging out the Chargers. Just barely in power. But the Chargers' technique was able to secure them a tie on the enemy home field. That's big, because now the Vikings have to win the next 2 rounds to push it to overtime. If by the end of round 5 we do not have a winner, it will go into overtime. But at the end of round 5, if we're looking at, say, what, 2-1? If we're looking at a tie in round 3 and round 5, and the Vikings win the next one, whatever team is down by the end of round 5 will be the loser. So TKV needs a win here as we go head right back into map 9. Chargers looking very strong in this series so far. And they still have not lost a round. So TKV has not been able to deal the blow that no other team has been able to deal to the Superchargers in this playoff run. The pressure's on now. It's do or die for Caution and the rest of the Vikings. Ralph out with 65. Got 2 players to beat. Cannot. But there's still 9 minutes and 20 seconds left. Blair taking up a middle position once again. And by the time we switch to a flag carrier, they get dropped very easily, so defensive players doing a great job here of keeping the flag at home. And both players playing a little bit of some teleporter shenanigans, as map 9 has become known for. That 2-way teleporter proving to be an ample tool to mix up the enemy team, to even delay buy time for the team to push up and frag the enemy team in the back as they look towards the teleporter. A very crucial strategy. Vinny drops Blair, grabs the flag. 15 health, not enough as Blair comes back around the corner. Tiger out to mid, gets 1. Seems free and clear, but gets blasted on the side. Vinny almost makes it around the corner. Tiger picks it up for the rest of the way. I don't think the flag was ever actually returned. 1-0 for the Superchargers in the first 2 minutes of round 4. But Tiger takes it again. By the time we switch over back to Tiger, he's across. 2-0. A blistering offense from the Chargers, proving that they seem a little bit pissed about that tie game. The #1 seed of the World Doom League and has not suffered a round loss. The Superchargers are the team to beat. If you want an upset, this will be the team to upset. Caution and Ralph playing a little bit of some more teleporter mayhem. Oh, the Chargers looking, trying to figure out where the enemy flag carrier is. I don't think anyone knows that Ralph is sitting up here. In fact, we saw a red player turn that direction. I guess did not see Ralph's blue player color, which cost him dearly. 3-0. You gotta look. You gotta look up by that teleporter. You picked this home field. Tiger is out with 0 health. Never mind. Kicks him with the old question mark. But Ralph's busy. He's got coverage from the rest of his team. He makes it to the flag stand. 4-0. Oh my god. It's turned from a competitive game into a one-sided slaughter. Has TKV run out of gas? Vinny trying to make this teleporter work for him. Goes for the 1v1 with Ralph, but cannot come out on top. Caution. Makes it out to mid. All members of the Vikings are there, which means nobody's in the base. Tiger heads to the teleporter. And the player in front of him is none the wiser. And he just walks right in. That'll be it. That will be it. (3-0) for the Superchargers with one tie. TKV unable to procure a victory on their own home field, which is unfortunate, but that is exactly the type of game that the Superchargers needed to play. Ooh, well, that's going to be it for the Techno Vikings playoff hopes. They made it to the quarterfinals, but no further. The Superchargers will be advancing to the semifinals, where they will be playing the winner of tomorrow night's game, Rip and Tear, and the Electric Bills. So, the Superchargers tipping their hand ever so slightly at how they play their own home field. That will be very important for the team that will be facing them to pay attention to. And we have it all on tape. But, enough about them. Let's talk about the upcoming game. Dosu and Frangs and Domain. We have another game coming up. And of course, the Superchargers win, so you all get paid out. Don't worry. You guys bet on the result of this, and you guys get paid out accordingly. The winner is the Superchargers. They'll be heading into the semifinals, and then we'll be looking at another quarterfinal match in, well, no time at all. We'll have a nice little countdown timer, because I think that game starts in, and let me double check for you. That game will start in roughly 30 minutes. And we'll see you right back here. So grab a snack. We'll be here.